Means that do it. Burger
Welcome to the third hour of Air Checks. I'm your host, Ty Rosenow. Bug Radio, taped confessions from around the world, was sponsored by TDK, recorded and produced by TDK Products, anywhere from digital audio tape for production and distributed to college radio stations on TDK cassette tapes. Here's episode 1 from 1989.
Of the Department of Modern Languages.
Hello, welcome to Bug Radio, an hour of tape confessions from the New World. I'm Sue Stewart, I'm here with Brian Coleman, and in the next hour we'll be playing you new dance music from Senegal, Algeria, London, Jamaica, Sierra Leone and the Ivory Coast.
We'll also be playing new and unreleased tracks by our favorite Greek band, Anna Bubula, and talking to them about the scene in Athens.
All here on Bug Radio, the global music program that's brought to you by the TDK Electronics Corporation, makers of a full line of audio and video tapes, including the SA100 high-bias CD-length audio cassette. TDK, some just love the music. So let's hear some. We're going to start with Adioa, a French group made up of members from Senegal and the French West Indies, and the track's called Toubab Bile. that was a bit of African reggae. That's Adio with a track called Tubab Bile, which means whites out, whites get out of here. And as far as I can make out from the translation, it's a story about the way racism works in France for the Africans who live there. And the guy is singing, in 1944 there were Senegalese soldiers on the beaches of Normandy, and there's always been black French soldiers fighting for the country. So what's all this about the racism that's going on today in France? And it's a lovely track, and reggae is really very popular in African music at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, and that track reminds me a lot of my favorite track by Alpha Blondy, who's the biggest reggae star in all of Africa. He's from the Ivory Coast, and we're going to play you Rastapoué right now, which was a very big hit of his, mixed by Dennis Bovell.
No woman dala kumaka iko ile rasta. Tonga poye ya de rasta pue, ya de rasta fu, ya de rasta cool. Ya de rasta pue, ya de rasta fu, ya de rasta cool. Sanika tibete kasila, ibeto amina, toke doi. Ni mi yerre deme, ala te sonki deme. Rasta ya korate, pago bagatoya. Rasta ya korate, pania. Rasta ya korale, oranya korale sababuya. Tanga poye ya de rasta pue, ya de rasta fu. Ya de rasta cool, ya de rasta pue, ya de rasta fu, ya de rasta cool, ya de rasta pue, rasta fu, rasta cool, ya de rasta pue, ya de rasta fu, ya de rasta cool. Kasila, ibeto amina, toke doi. Ni mi yerre deme, ala te sonki deme. Rasta ya korate, pago bagatoya. Rasta ya korate, pandia. Rasta ya korale, oranya korale sababuya. Tonga foye ya de rasta pue, ya de rasta fu, ya de rasta cool. Ya de rasta pue, ya de rasta fu, ya de rasta cool. Ya de rasta pue, rasta fu, rasta cool. Ya de rasta pue, rasta fu, rasta cool. Ya de rasta pue, ya de rasta fu, ya de rasta cool.
Ikodi. Ni ma ke don don de. Abidjan, Abidjan, Abidjan.
Ya de rasta pue, ya de rasta fu, ya de rasta.
Claude, Jal, Juk, Sniabaz. Rasta Tengo.
Ya de rasta.
Anye Fletcher. Avec un dreke de Nikamba et dreke de Nikamba. Mo fouine bi.
Ya de rasta pue, ya de rasta fu, ya de rasta cool.
Big drop.
serie del año en el mundialmente famoso Sheraton Center. Domingo 3 de septiembre, como el lunes no se trabaja, se presenta directamente de Colombia a Joe Arroyo.
Ay, mi Dios, todito desde...
Y con Joe Arroyo, también de Colombia, el afamado grupo Nietzsche. De Nueva York, los populares Johnny y Rey.
Me voy, no vuelvo, no.
José Alberto el Canario.
Hoy quiero confesar que estoy enamorado.
Y para bailar merengue, Mili Jocelyn y los vecinos. Domingo 3 de septiembre en el Sheraton Center. A bailar con Joe Arroyo, Grupo Nietzsche, Johnny Rey, José Alberto el Canario y Mili Jocelyn y los vecinos. Información al 718-335-9618. Presenta FM 98.
Hello, this is Jocelyn Beroy from Kassav. You've tuned into Bug Radio, taped confessions from the New World.
Well, that was Banda Banda doing a song called Banda Banda. And we actually had no idea who this was or what this was about, so we placed a call from the Bug Radio office about 10 minutes ago, and Sue talked to somebody. What was it, in Perth?
No, in Manchester.
Same
Liverpudlian in
difference.
Manchester. It was a strange coincidence because I happened to be at college with this guy who answered the phone. And all he could tell me was that this woman is from Sierra Leone and she lives in Brighton, which is in the south of England. And banda banda means a banda in Sierra Leone, in the Creole language, is the kind of big tray that you dry fruit on. So it's a song about that. But I think it's an extraordinary song because it sounds like, to me, she's singing backwards.
She is singing backwards, clearly. But in Sierra Leone is on the other side of the world, so I think people just do that naturally.
Adnab, Adnab.
Gub Radio. This is Louisa Marks with an old reggae standard. Well, it's a standard in my house, 6th Street.
If only you told me yourself. This week in Bug News, the news of the world, our top story, Dateline Norwalk, Connecticut, USA. Waiter Gungda Shen, who's 19, was charged with mugging two customers outside the Dragon House Chinese restaurant after they'd left a $3 tip on a $50 check. An editorial in a Zimbabwe newspaper complained recently that the black extras in the anti-apartheid movie A Dry White Season earned only $15 a day, less than the pay of a dog featured in the same film. And jumping to Japan, a video cassette is now available of excerpts from the popular Jap TV show Endurance. The show offers cash prizes to contestants that endure stunts like holding onto a greased pole above a pit of alligators, who can stay tied down the longest with cheese on his chest and rats crawling over his body, and who can eat the most unmentionable animal innards. According to the tape's distributor, the message of the game is that every man has his price. That's this week's Bug News, care of TDK's Bug Radio. I'm Paul Woodley, thanks to Chuck Shepherd and his News of the Weird.
I said I wanna know. Who is loving who? I wanna know who is loving who. Listen now, who is loving who? Tell me now, who is loving who? Oh now, I met them at the party. They were drinking champagne and wine. Felt so hard. Took a little girl, she was looking fine. But out there on the dance floor, into my surprise, they were changing partners, stealing love in front of my eyes. Now tell me, who is loving who? I wanna know who is loving who. Oh now, who is loving who? Listen good, who is loving who? Listen more, things got a little out of hand. As the night grew old, I couldn't understand. Girls were dancing from a man to man. I was the only one there without a plan. Yeah. Still I got my eyes on the lady with the red dress on. But after just the one dance, she's in somebody else's arms. Now tell me, who is loving who? I wanna know who is loving who. Listen now, who is loving who? Oh now, who is loving who? Yeah. Them at the party, everything was champagne and wine. I felt so hard. Took a little girl, she was looking fine, yeah. But out there on the dance floor, and to my surprise, they were changing partners, stealing love in front of my eyes. Oh, damn, who is loving who? I wanna know who is loving who. Tell me, who is loving who? I wanna know who is loving who. I wanna know who is loving who. Listen, what's who is loving who? Tell me, what's who is loving who? Yeah. So who is loving who? Yeah. Who is loving who? Yeah. Who is loving who? Yeah.
Gosh, that's nice, isn't it? Who's loving who? And the singer there's Beres Hammond, who still lives in Jamaica, I think. He's a soul reggae singer.
And he's produced by Willie Lindo, the same guy who works with Maxi Priest and really masterminded his success. But Beres Hammond sounds a lot like, a cross between Leroy Sibbles from the Heptones and Marvin Gaye. I think he has just the most glorious voice in reggae right now. And before that, we heard Louisa Marks.
She's one of the Lovers Rock singers in England, and Lovers Rock's really never done that much in America or outside of England, I don't think, outside of Jamaica. It's always associated with very young girls, and they're always incredibly romantic songs. And she had the first Lovers Rock hit, I think, in England, called Caught You in a Lie. But she's not really made it very big, apart from just a
No,
couple
she's still about 12 years old or something. Anyway, this is TDK's Bug Radio. We're going to take a break for a minute. When we come back, we'll have an interview and some new tracks from our favorite band from Greece, Anna Bouboula, along with new tracks by Sheb Khaled from Algeria and Shaba Fadela.
Μια χαρά, είναι ο Γιώργος από το συγκρότημα Anna Bouboula και ακούμε τώρα το Bug Radio μαζί.
We're Anna Bouboula, and I'm Chris Lawrence.
I'm George Sempepo.
And I'm Anna Paidusi, and you're listening to Bug Radio.
Γιατί με διώχνεις και ζητάς όλο να με πικραίνεις, αμάν,
Yeah, I love that song. I first heard about you when I was in London. I went into the Greek record shop, and the guy there, called Aggie, said, you must listen to this record by Anna Bouboula. And it came out on Virgin Greece. And you never really got a deal outside of that for the first album. But this new album seems set to catch the world on fire, in fact. But Brian, you heard about Anna Bouboula separately, didn't you?
Well, I heard about them here through people at the Greek coffee shop, Joe Jr.'s downstairs. They had some tapes, and Steve behind the counter would always try to slip me tapes of Anna Bouboula.
Well, the interesting thing about you is that you've taken Greek music back to Greece from America, and that the first place you got the album released is in Greece.
When we started, I think one of the main things we wanted to do, and I think Chris initially came up with the idea, to try and inject some sort of feeling into the Greek pop scene, because people in Greece who are listening to any kind of contemporary music don't pay any attention to their own traditional music. There's a really strict dividing line between traditional Greek music and what they call xena, or imported music from outside of Greece. And if you're a young, hip person, you listen to foreign music, and if you're more of an old-timer, you listen to traditional music. So I think one of the things we wanted to do is to show that there's a way to use Greek music which is true to the kind of traditions that we like, and do it in a way that makes sense to a contemporary audience anywhere in the world. And it's as unusual in Greece as it would be anywhere outside.
So it's like a mix, ergo the name, which means sort of every which way but loose. I mean, all mixed up. Anna Bouboula in Greek is a real word that Chris confiscated for our personal use.
Are you all Greek?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
More or less. Barbary song, that's the cover song we did. It's by a guy, Caldares. It's an old song from, I guess the 30s. But, yeah, we just liked, we really fell in love with the song and decided to do a funky version of it.
Greece was going through a pretty heavy trip, and any subject matter dealing with some exotic port of call was immediately a super hit, and talking about the Barbary Coast and little belly dancers and slanted doe-eyed females shaking curvaceous hips. I mean, that just dragged them away from the misery of the real life existence. That's a history in Greek music which is more urban, I think, than anything else. But it's like exotic, decadent, something to take you away from the smarminess of your real life.
In our search for the perfect club, and in our search to bring the perfect club to Bug Radio listeners, or at least Bug listeners to the perfect club, we've asked Chris from Alababula to give us a guided tour of the nightlife in Athens.
Okay, let's see. What to see when you're in Athens? Well, the music scene in Athens is fairly underground. It's not a big scene. There's a couple of clubs. When I was there this last June, there was really two main clubs that were sort of happening. First of all, the summer clubs are different than the winter clubs. In the summertime, all the winter clubs close, and most of the clubs that are open are outdoor clubs. And there's a really good place right next to the International Airport. It's called the Airport. It's in an old hangar. It's got an open roof on it, so you watch the planes landing and taking off while you're dancing in there. And it's about 100 meters from the end of the runway, so you get these huge jets like coming in down over you. But they got usually the best DJs. The best dance music is generally there. In the wintertime, the same people have a place called the Factory, which is open, which is like a big warehouse in sort of the warehouse district that plays a lot of dance music. And inside Athens is a nice club. It's a little place called Taikis 13. And you want bus information? Just take the number 4 trolley to the end, Artemia. It's in Pangrati, and it's just a little hole in the wall, basically, but this group of people have a band there called Ala Madata. And it's just a little club, and they got tables on the outside. It's totally illegal. They don't, you pay whatever you want for your drinks, basically. It's just people hanging out. And it's a really tiny place. They have a DJ in it, but what they've done is they knocked this huge hole in the wall to the next apartment building, to the basement. And the hole is about 4 feet by 4 feet, and there's got no lights in it, but the band goes in there and jams, and you can't really see them unless you peek your head through the hole. But you can hear it from the outside, and they do like these interminable blues jams and stuff like that. And it's usually whoever is drunk and wants to get up and play sort of plays. Those are the two clubs I'd recommend in Athens.
Yeah, but a friend of mine told me that the best club in Athens is in fact a gay club, which is in the centre of the town in this big square called Omonia. Mm-hmm. And you have to go into an office block. You go up in the elevator to the 6th floor, then you walk down 2 flights of stairs, and you can dance there till about 5 in the morning, and they play the best music in town. So don't forget, put that on your list as well.
Right, well, if you're lucky while you're there, they'll be playing Sheb Haled. And if you're not there, at least you'll be here listening to it.
قلبي كتروا عليك المحاين يا قلبي كتروا عليك المحاين واكتر عليك الهم اكتر عليك الهم وطال عليا طال عليا اصبر طال عليا اصبر طال عليا وطال عليا مار ما قديتش نصبر من يا قلبي شكون يعرف ضرك
Another Bug Radio scoop there. That's an untitled Shabba Fidela track, which is coming out sometime in the fall in America, I think.
Nah, it's coming out like probably January, February, knowing this country.
And before that, still in the Rai vein, which is the Algerian punk music, that's Sheb Khaled, who is the kind of king punk over there.
That's Le Camel. And I don't know what the translation is. I think most Rai songs are essentially about going against Islam. They're about going out, getting drunk, having sex, falling down, and then riding off on a camel.
I think that's true. They think we're lying. Isn't that what all songs are about anyway?
Anyway, that's all for us this week. Next week, we'll be playing you some new tracks by Amina, who's a new sensation out of Tunisia. We'll also be interviewing Mano Negra, playing you some tracks by Francisco Ndlovlu, who's a South African keyboard player who sounds just like the Sir Douglas Quintet.
Wow.
And we'll be showing you slides of Sue's trip to Portugal. Right, just to remind you, Bug Radio is sponsored by the TDK Electronics Corporation, makers of a full line of audio and video cassettes, including the SA100 CD-length audio tape. Bug Radio is mastered on a TDK digital audio tape and duplicated and distributed to more than 170 radio stations on high-bias cassettes. TDK. Some just love the music.
And we just love playing it for you. We'll see you next week. This is Sue Stewart signing off.
This is Brian Cullman. Bye.
Bye.
Well, that's it for Air Checks. I'm your host, Ty Rose Now. Air Checks is uploaded as a podcast on every Saturday and Sunday. See you at the same time on the same channel.